In the manufacturing industry, activities that are highly evaluated by customers as well as activities that clearly show the growth of individuals, contribute to management, and lead to development are extremely important. Before the year 2000, JMA conducted research on this topic together with companies, and in this book we will introduce the results we have seen in many companies. In the industrial world, they say that a company is its people. And companies develop into the future with the support of the efforts of many people who share the same goal. Therefore, this time, I would like to introduce the main points of the Kindle book that Mr. Nakamura has compiled by integrating these 3 books and using them to get the most out of them. This diagram is something I would like you to pause and look at. It is a life lesson that was presented by a famous person and has been used by many people. It is used as an example of what each industrialist and company should check when they ask, "We only have one life. So when we spend a valuable life in the manufacturing industry, what ideas should we rely on when choosing a job and working at that company with our colleagues, and what should an individual choose a company, what should we aim for with our colleagues, and what should we pursue for ourselves?" In response to the previous life lesson, I have explained about the development of companies, but first I would like to introduce the state of the manufacturing industry. In the 1990s, JMA conducted a survey of companies of all sizes over a period of 3 years, conducted by top management who have led Japan in an advanced way, a trusted university professor who has specialized in researching the state of corporate development, and JMA executives who have supported companies in this field and have a long history of success. As a result, as shown in the figure below, the requirements for the best manufacturing companies are as follows. First, plan the ideal future state in accordance with the company's philosophy. Second, conduct a detailed analysis of the current situation and know your strengths and weaknesses. Third, show a concrete plan that can be achieved between first and second. After seeing where the company as a whole should be, we would like to look at the relationship between the company and the individuals working on the manufacturing floor. Please take a look at this diagram. The top of the diagram shows the activities of the company that we introduced earlier. The people at the bottom of the diagram are the individuals working on the manufacturing floor, who are responsible for manufacturing. At the same time, these individuals promote various improvements in order to do a better job. The improvements are quality improvements, increased efficiency, and cost reductions, and the benefits of improvements made with the support of colleagues and staff at work are provided to the company and the individual's family. In the manufacturing industry, this type of effort is called bottom-up improvement. I would like to introduce the significance and effects of bottom-up improvement. In the 1970s, Japan learned a lot from the world and aimed to improve productivity to a global level. At that time, the request was made to the manufacturing companies directly responsible for manufacturing on the manufacturing floor, saying workers should not just follow orders from their superiors to produce products, but if they find small areas for improvement while they are working, it is also their job to take the initiative and make improvements. The practical application of this is the idea that individual improvements made by people on site are small, but even a great river begins with a single drop of rain that falls upstream, and the calculation that, if you make steady improvements every day, you can double your productivity in 3 years. This activity became known worldwide as small group activity, and with a bottom-up approach, it produced many results, and in the 1980s it made a major contribution to the achievement of world-class productivity targets, known as Japan as number 1. In the 1970s, when many Japanese companies were getting into small group activities, the manufacturing staff at each company made a great effort to develop themselves based on the ideas I introduced earlier. As a result, many companies gathered people involved in the manufacturing process and left the task of making improvements to them, which led to many improvements. However, this method was no longer able to produce the same great results as before, due to the three changes in the environment shown here, and the fact that the many improvements that had been made at the manufacturing site had dried up, making it difficult to achieve the great results that had been achieved in the past with this type of improvement style that left everything to the manufacturing site. In the 1990s, the manufacturing industry struggled to find solutions to many problems amid changes in the environment, such as intensifying international competition and technological advances. In response to these problems, JMA proposed a bottom-up improvement activity method, as shown in the figure, and in response to this issue, Mr. Nakamura and his colleagues explored this improvement method in a cross-industry group at JMA. The bottom-up improvement methods they came up with through practice were as follows. First, the company provides the improvement theme. Second, the company assigns members best suited to solving the problem to small groups. Third, problem solving is carried out as a time-limited task force project activity. The procedure for this new bottom-up improvement directly linked to management is shown in this diagram, and has been named Go-Go tools in the industry. I mentioned earlier that this method of bottom-up improvement has already been sold in English books, but the first measure to be taken is to list all the problems that the company has, regardless of whether it is top-down or bottom-up, and without evaluating whether it is possible or not, and to evaluate and extract the themes that are important, require immediate action, and have high feasibility, which is the theme pocket matrix shown at the top of the diagram. However, since it would take too much time to explain the details here, I would like to ask readers who need the measures to use this Kindle book. The contents shown in this diagram are also included in the Kindle book. The left side shows how to visualize all the themes in the company and make them visible to everyone, while at the same time preparing to assign the optimal problem-solving method and procedure to each theme according to the Go-Go Tools procedure. The right side shows how each theme is not just a bottom-up improvement theme, but is selected as a candidate for solving the theme that is deeply related to the important contents of management improvement. As explained above, this photo shows the situation where everyone in the company has listed problems on cards in the form of improvement requests, and while clarifying the required functions, they are collecting similar content and drawing a diagram. The problems of the company or factory are visualized on this large poster board, and within the constraints of limited personnel, ability, funds, time, etc., everyone is convinced and a meaningful theme is selected in terms of management measures. In that sense, when this diagram is completed, it will be a diagram where the top-down improvement requests and bottom-up improvement items are made visible to everyone. This method has already been used by many companies and has produced great results. Furthermore, as a measure to list all the themes that a company or factory needs to improve and make visible improvements with everyone's participation that are directly linked to the management budget, JMA developed Total Productivity Management, centered around Dr. Akiba, in cooperation with the industrial sector. As a result, this diagram was proposed and has been used by many companies as a form that visualizes top-down improvement requests and bottom-up improvements in a list diagram. In TP management, we make use of the TP diagram introduced earlier, and for details on how to create it, as well as an explanation of the Kindle book, I will leave it to readers to refer to the book. As this diagram shows, each theme registered in the TP diagram, no matter how small each one may be, is positioned to contribute to 4 areas: for customers, for improving the company, and for yourself and your colleagues. In factory improvements, for example, taking measures against equipment malfunctions will improve quality. At the same time, the effects of improved productivity will have a wide range of effects, from cost reduction to shorter delivery times. In addition, companies generally have a management organization. The source of the problem and the countermeasures are one and the same, but in the past, quality control determined the countermeasures in terms of defects and requested documents for this management. Also, the accounting department calculated the reduction in breakdowns and the reduction in defects and materials, but this formula can integrate them and eliminate such complications. The content explained so far is explained in detail in the Kindle book introduced this time, but the visualization method that lists top-down improvement requests and bottom-up improvements that are directly linked to the budget has the same effect as the content shown in this diagram. Thank you very much for watching the introduction to this Kindle book. The above explanation is the gist of this picture book. You can also get it at this URL. Amazon Prime members can watch it for free.